something that you told me that I didn't know was I thought you created 2K. You were like, no.
Yeah, that's a weird misconception. I'm not that old. I'm because I have a shelf life too, right? I'm not going to be a 2K for 1,000 years. I will not be Ronnie 3K. I'm not going to make it.
Ronnie 3K.
I'm not going to make it. I mean, it's hard, right? Like you have to figure out a way to innovate what is a basketball game every single year, and you have to get excited about it. And our team does that better than any. It's created this like ecosystem that's just more than a video game.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Breathe Through It. I'm Monique Billings, and I'm so excited to introduce you to our next guest. He's one of the most recognizable faces in the world of sports gaming, Ronnie 2K. From starting as a community manager to the digital architect behind the NBA 2K community, his journey is all about staying true to who he is and growing with the culture every step of the way. You'll learn a little bit more about Ronnie as we set our intentions and go through a light yoga flow. Let's get into it. What's up, y'all? Welcome to this episode of Breathe Through It. I'm here with my friend Ronnie 2K. Ronnie, welcome to the show.
What's up? I'm so excited to be here, of course.
So we're obviously going to get through some yoga flow. Before we get into that, we're going to set our intentions.
Okay.
My intention for today is just being patient, going through the process. We were talking about my season that I'm in. There's a lot going on, but just being patient and being in the moment.
I like that. I am in the middle of 2K season. You know, August is the craziest month of a very crazy year that I have every single year. I'm excited, and I guess my intentions are to just chill with my friend and, you know, be at peace for a few minutes before I get on another plane.
I love that. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're going to get into all the peace. Are you ready to get into some flow?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm a little nervous, but let's go.
It's going to be fun, I promise. All right, Ronnie, let's get into this flow. We're going to start in child's pose. Okay. So you're going to go from all fours, and you're just going to lean back into the child's pose. There's no perfect way to do yoga. You kind of make yoga your own unique practice. And right now, really just like center yourself and ground yourself in breathing. Deep breaths. And we can come up out of that child's pose just for a second. Reset back into child's pose. We're gonna go into our first downward dog. Ground your hands on the mat. You know how to do downward dog.
Yeah.
Yep, legs to the back. Pedal out your dog. Let's hit a chaturanga, which you're gonna go down into an upward dog.
Okay, got it.
Hold
Wait, one more time?
Dog. Yeah, so you're gonna go from downward dog, chaturanga, upward dog. Oh, that was perfect.
I have an audience up there.
We're gonna go back into downward dog. And then we're gonna hit our knees. Let's bring our right foot forward. There you go. And we're just gonna lean into this, get the hips nice and easy. Talk a little bit about just living in the Bay Area, what the Bay has meant to you and your roots here.
I have lived in the Bay pretty much my whole life, outside of going to college and a couple other things. And yeah, I'm so connected to this place. It is beautiful. It is busy. It's kind of that perfect balance of, you know, tech and spaces. Like there's a lot of really great places to hike and scenic stuff and, you know, eat and stuff. It's such a great food city. So it's really kind of got it all. And I've, you know, tried to give back to the community as much as possible. That's why places like Levels and stuff exist, you know, to try to benefit the community.
Oh, we're going to get into all that for sure. We're going to do a revolved crescent. So take your left hand outside of your knee.
The left hand.
Yep. And this, you're almost wringing out your spine. That looks perfect. When was the last time you did yoga?
It's probably been almost a year.
I know you said you have puppy yoga at Levels.
We
have
do.
You ever participated in that?
No, I want to badly though.
Okay.
But like my concern there is like I'm gonna take all the puppies home. I got enough dogs, honestly.
I get that.
But yeah.
Okay, we can come out of this position. We're gonna go into crescent. A little bit of a tougher pose. It's all about balance. We're gonna hold it. Yep, there you go. You can put arms at center. You can reach. Oh, you look like a pro. From crescent, we're gonna go into warrior 2. So you open it up. There you go.
Oh, for the left, okay.
That's perfect. The thing with yoga, you make it your own. So this is called surfing. Surf out your legs if your legs get tired.
Makes sense.
Yep. And we're gonna bring it down, open it up, and we're gonna come right back into downward dog, and we're gonna switch it out and go on our left side. Okay. So we're gonna bring our left foot forward, Right knee on the ground. And then we're just going to get into those hips. So you said you've grown up in the Bay. Talk to me a little bit about your childhood and what it was like growing up in the Bay.
I lived in a really affluent white area in Marin County, north of San Francisco. My parents, I'm first generation, so my parents were born in India. My dad lived in London for a long time, but when we moved here, it was to chase the American dream. And, my parents had this massive desire that I would have like a better life than theirs. They ran convenience stores and gas stations, like traditional Indian stuff, but they wanted me to be like a doctor or an engineer or whatever. That didn't work out, I guess.
So when you told them, I love basketball, I love video games.
They totally didn't understand it. There's this like project that's being made that's like kind of like a film where we delve into this a lot deeper. And part of it's like that realization to my parents that like the American dream is to chase something that isn't expected, This whole like original influencer whatever thing that didn't exist. They just obviously didn't get it. Most people didn't get it at all. So are we gonna expect like first generation, 50-year-olds to understand it?
Totally.
So it took them a little while, but obviously now they're totally blown away. When I opened Levels, they came to the opening night and they see like Guy Fieri running the bar and all of these like the who's who of our industry there, and they're just totally blown away. But I think they were most blown away that the building was such a disaster when we purchased it, and to turn it into something that's so special was pretty cool for them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
We're gonna go revolved crescent. So take your right hand this time and revolve it. And when I do this pose, I'm thinking about almost wringing out my spine, like you're wringing out a towel.
Okay.
Then we can come back to center. You're doing great. We're almost done. We're gonna hit one more downward dog.
Okay.
We're gonna go into our chaturanga. Upward dog.
Am I supposed to be hips down on this?
No, you look perfect.
Oh, okay.
How, is it comfortable?
Well, no,
That's
I was like up, and I was like, wait a second.
Hips can be down, hips can be up. I like hips down. And then we're gonna come on up, one more downward dog. Walk your feet towards your hands. And then we're gonna hang. This is called ragdoll pose. Hang here, get those hamstrings, get the calves. I have tape on my ankle right now. I am nursing an ankle sprain. I told you being patient is what I'm working through right now. But yoga, I told you, is like balance for me. That's what helps me to get balance. We're gonna rise slowly. The last thing to come up should be your head. Once you're up, we're gonna do one more pose.
Okay.
We're gonna hit our tree pose.
Let's do it.
Left foot down. So you can either put one foot here or below, or even if you just want to kickstand like this, whatever you're comfortable with. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you want to go high?
I want to go challenge.
I'm going with you. My left, I kind of struggle with the balance. If you want, there you go. And let's grow our trees if you can.
I'm finding my balance.
You're finding it. Okay, cool. Let's hit the right side.
Yeah. This might be more challenging.
Is your left leg your dominant leg?
Yeah.
See, my right leg is my dominant leg.
Well, what do you jump off of when
my right leg. I
really?
jump goofy, yeah. I did high jump in high school.
But you're righty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you jump off. Oh, that's interesting.
It is. Even dunking, I'd rather jump off of my right. Let's grow our tree. There you go.
All my leg strength comes from basketball, obviously from the years. I would dunk or take layups off my left. So same thing.
I love it. I didn't even keep the shirt. I'm here for the shirt. I love it. You survived the flow. Let's get into some questions. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. You crushed the flow. How you feeling?
I feel good. I guess, I don't know. Maybe I do that in my sleep or something. I don't know.
Okay, well, it looks like
so bad.
we should do yoga more often.
Yeah,
I like that.
Maybe with puppies next time.
I want to talk about, obviously, NBA 2K. It's a video game, but it's evolved into so much more than just a game. It's a lifestyle now. Has that been intentional? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I think our intention was always to be an entertainment property and to try to give our fans as much as possible and try to be player first, and a lot of the work that's gone into that has been to make it a bigger than a basketball game, to make it something that people think about all the time, want to live out the dreams of an NBA player, have that on their mind at all times. So the way we built the game is not really what it traditionally you would think of, like Warriors versus Valkyries or whatever.
Right.
It's really about you living the life of a basketball player. And so I think when we brought on my career, and then with the growth of social media and the growth of like how the NBA was investing in storytelling around players as opposed to teams, just that perfect storm, created this thing. And so I was in 2K10, so I started in 2K8. So 18 years of like investing in that and telling that story and growing as a brand it's been incredible, the rise of our title and what it means to so many people around the world.
You've been a pioneer in this space, and something that you told me that I didn't know was I thought you created 2K. You were like, no.
Yeah, that's a weird misconception. I'm not that old. I haven't been here 27, I think it's our 27th title coming up. I am a small cog in a very big machine. There's a lot of people that work on the brand. There's people that have been there longer than I have on the development side that just do a remarkable job. I mean, it's hard, right? Like, you have to figure out a way to innovate what is a basketball game every single year, and you have to get excited about it. And our team does that better than any. Like, they find new ways. They find basketball is such a great platform because it changes so much year over year, and it allows us to invest. And we really care about the minor details, and we really care about what our fans think. It's created this like ecosystem that's just more than a video game. And like I said, I'm just really glad to be a small part of it, in being able to storytell what is the cultural identity of our brand.
Talk about separating Ronnie 2K, the brand, from you, the person.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like they're very much the same thing. But I mean, the honest truth is, like, I think I have to play a character to a degree. I learned a lot from watching wrestling as a kid, and like playing the whole like heel face dynamic, like the good guy, bad guy, to like not polarize, but to get engagement out of the audience. And I found that fine line. But at home, I mean, you know me, we're friends. Like, I'm very like just chill, reserved. I like hanging with my people, and I'm less audacious in person than I am, unless I really know somebody and I can really act like myself. I'm pretty introverted, pretty reserved around people I don't know. And by the way, I think that's the case for a lot of people that are influencers. Like, they have to play a character, they lean in, they expend so much energy doing it. Yeah. And then, at home, they have to kind of just give what they can with the rest of their soul. I think that's why I sort of wanted to do this podcast, because it's like we get to talk about how using devices like yoga like free up your energy levels to be able to like balance both the chaos of my very chaotic work balance and then trying to find peace at home. Like, that's a big thing for me, and something that I have always struggled with, because I'm always intensely thinking about next year's game, or the next project that I want to work on, or whatever. So it's hard to find peace within that chaos.
Well, one thing I really appreciate about you, since knowing you, like, you're just very authentic.
Oh, thank you.
You just seem like very much yourself, inviting the team and I to the level space and just having a good time. Something that really surprised me when meeting you was just all the philanthropy that you do and just the work that you do in the community. I want to hear more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said that like building a platform is only as good as if you do it for good. So like a lot of the work that I get excited about at 2K, or really with anything, is being able to give back to the community. So I've done 90 plus Make-A-Wishes, both on the WWE side and NBA. Yeah. Obviously, I've gotten to host some great kids at our studio whose wish of all the things in the world to wish that was that they wanted to come and see where their favorite video game was made. Be part of that, being able to put them in the game, being able to like even give them logos so they can storytell about their afflictions and kind of educate people. That's been a really exciting. I was on the board for Make-A-Wish for the Bay Area for a while. And then foundations, like 2K Foundations, we've opened 50, I think it's 55 courts in 6 continents, so all over the world, to build basketball. But a lot of those ones are targeted towards communities that wouldn't have basketball, whether that's because they're racially injusticed or impoverished, or that basketball is not grown into this a sport yet.
You opened one about a month ago in Indiana, right?
Yeah, we opened it with Tamika Catchings, who's obviously one of the biggest legends in your game. And it was so cool because we had a bunch of girls that were there for All-Star show up that had nothing to do with the court. So like Sophie Cunningham was there, and there were a bunch of people that showed up to support a true legend of the game. But it was all about the kids, right? Like seeing the excitement of them getting a new basketball court in their community so that they could play the sport that they love and hopefully one day be you. Is really what it's all about.
And you said you opened a court in India.
Yeah, Foundations opened up a court. It's actually cool because like that one's more education based. So there's this group called the High Five Foundation, and they pay for not only kids to play basketball, but their entire education for a year. It's so much cheaper there, but it's still very expensive. So they have 4,000 kids in their system that are getting to get educated in the guise of basketball. Now, are we going to get an NBA player that comes out of that system? Maybe, but probably not. But we are going to have 4,000 people who live in the worst slums in the world, like really is very impoverished. I went and visited one while I was there. It was like 4 shanties, like stapled on top of each other, and you took a ladder in the dark to like get up to the top one, and they had to do that every day. It was wild.
Wow.
But to be able to give education to these kids so that they can make it out of the slums and make something out of themselves. It was really full circle for me because like my parents, they weren't impoverished like that, but they came to this country with nothing, and we were very poor for a long time. And for them to like work really hard to make it out, to give us this opportunity, for me to have the opportunity to do this very goofy career that I do, is truly a blessing.
It's really refreshing to hear that, because I think I take for granted being an athlete sometimes and just the opportunities that I have. And so hearing stories like that, it's not automatic. So
yeah, and I think that the important thing, I have a lot of friends who are in the NBA or the W, and my conversation with them was always about use that shelf life, because I have a shelf life too, right? I'm not going to be a 2K for 1,000 years. I will not be Ronnie 3K. I'm not going to make it.
Ronnie 3K.
I'm not going to make it. Like what I'm saying is like you have the shelf life. You should be doing good with that too. Like you should be trying to figure out how to make your communities better, how to make the next generation really be inspired to play basketball. And that's why I know it doesn't mean a lot to you guys individually, but when you get the opportunity to sign an autograph or whatever, like we should do that, right? Like it's our obligation to connect with that younger generation who might one day be in the NBA themselves.
Right on. No, that was me. I would go to Sparks games, 8, 9 years old. I'm watching Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, and them even just making eye contact with me, signing something. So I feel like it's my duty to sign whatever, take whatever selfie. So
totally,
I definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
You're in your video game bag. You're in your philanthropy bag. I want to talk about fashion and levels.
For years, people don't know that one of the big things I do at 2K is curate a lot of the things that are not based on basketball. So a lot of the music that goes in our game, we have a team that obviously signs the licenses, but like a lot of the musicians come in and give me new music, and then we try to put it in the game early. Same with fashion. So like we created an ecosystem where fashion brands could both be established and like be obvious, right? Like Fear of God's been around forever, but they're in our game.
Yeah.
And then there's brands that are like emerging, like I'm wearing Round 21, who's doing great stuff.
Shout out to Jazz Maeda.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
She's the best. We to give them an opportunity to get the word out about their brand. Obviously now they're pretty established, but a couple years ago, we really tried to help break them into the ecosystem. That's what 2K's responsibility is. We're a platform for discovery, and we would really like to, break clothing brands and be a driver of innovation and all of that, and fashion's a big part of that. So the levels opportunity, was my physical manifestation of that. Like we've done it in the digital world for years. I was like, how can I do this in the physical world? So a lot of the brands that you see in 2K are at levels because they're relationships that I've had. a lot of those brands don't show up outside of like their own websites. They don't show up in the physical world, but I've pushed them to do that because like obviously we have high-end clientele that will come in like you guys and the Warriors, but I also want it to be eye-opening to the everyday like fashionista that's going to come into our store. So that's what Levels is about, like breaking brands, giving, it's a really interesting assortment. Like it's all over the map. There's stuff that's $6,000 and there's stuff that's $40 and like whatever you want to get there, but it's always like the top stuff and like it goes so quick. We turn over products so fast because like you just can't find it anywhere else. So it's super cool. If you are by the arena for a Warriors or Valkyries game, please stop by.
Pull up to Levels.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite collab so far?
With fashion?
Yeah.
Man, there's so many. Like the ones that like really get it are the ones that think about like, how can I leverage 2K? I mentioned the platform for discovery. It's really expensive in this ecosystem to make clothes. So like, I'm like, how can you like test whether your consumer is going to like it? Make it digitally. It doesn't cost anything. So like a lot of the brands that are doing it right are like putting product in there in our game first. And then seeing if it's popular, we'll tell them if it's popular, and then they go and make it physically because they know that the demand will be there. I think those are the ones that are really like exciting to me because it's like we established very popular ones and let them kind of build and do their thing and innovate and maybe even tweak and see how they can make it better for their community.
Okay. I know people are going to watch this interview and feel so inspired and say, I want to be like him. I want to do what he's doing. What's your advice to those people watching?
I would say a lot of it is like, I think about my background and how hard it was, like in terms of, we came from nothing. And I, as a brown guy, I had to like really convince my parents that this was like a career that was viable. And I obviously got a lot of pushback, and a lot of like just general pressure because it was like my parents did so much and here I am doing this weird career in gaming and sports, which who knows if that's ever going to be a thing. Thank God it's become a thing. But, like a lot of it was like knowing when to say no. Like I had to push back on my parents, to the people that love me the most, and say no a lot. And that's hard. If there's any lesson I could give myself or give the future generations that are trying to do this, it's those two things. Like work really, really hard, don't take no for an answer, and be authentic.
Love that. Hey, thank you so much for joining me. This was a great episode, super impactful. I'm so excited to see what you're going to be doing from here on out.
Thank you.
Yeah, just excited for you.
Yeah, and really love the yoga lesson. Hopefully we get to do more.
Puppy yoga.
Puppy yoga, that's right.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Thanks, Monique.
Thanks for tuning into this episode of Breathe Through It. I'm Mo. This is Ronnie, and we'll see you next time.